Hi guys, good evening. Yes, I have come live a bit earlier than normal. I so love this song. Like, I don't know if you do as well, but I love this song. I love it. Tell me if you can hear it. I am so loving this. Timidakolo, shout out to you. That's really beautiful. This is a really beautiful song. Amen. So if you agree with me, please just type in amen into the chat box. Yes, good evening everyone. Thank you so much. Day. Thank you so much for joining. Amen. I'm just loving this song. Honestly, I am. Hey, Biola. Good evening. Guys, just type in amen. Amen. This is Timidakolo's new single. I mean, I just love the song. I love the song. It is a beautiful song. If you know how to sing it, I just know the amen. Amen. Hey, Mom Frey. Thanks, son. Thank you so much. Good evening, guys. I'm really loving this song. So you just enjoy it with me. You know, it's just a prayer. It says that everything you put your hands on will work. And you also will be a boss. One day you'll be landlord. If you're not, you know, you'll be good things will locate you. I mean, who doesn't want all of that? So amen to it. Amen. 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 Go. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're loving it, because I am as well. I am. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining tonight. This conversation tonight is it's a very different one, and it's gonna be a very, very real one, like we always do. You know, like on this platform, it's always about, you know, being real. I think I can stop that now. I mean, I just want, thank you so much. Yes, I was waiting for someone to say that they love my hair. You know, this is all mine, by the way. I had to make it tinier, like my friend Mrs. G said. She said maybe try make it tinier and see if it will work. But I think I like this. To be honest, I think I can go out like this. I mean, you've seen some of my videos. I go out anyhow, right? So I just like to be free. It's important to me to not have to rely on wearing wig or having my hair done all the time or wearing makeup to come out. So yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you. I think I'm loving what it looks like as well, but it seems like I'm gonna have to be doing this like this. But anyways, how are we all doing? How you doing? Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you know any of your friends that should be on this conversation right now, please do send them a text and say that yes, we are live and they should come right on board with us. How are you? How was your Saturday? Do you know, today, well, in the UK, in the part of UK that I live, it was warm. I mean, I think at the point we got to about 14 degrees. The sun was out. It was beautiful. We went out for a walk with the girls. It was just nice. It was really, really a good time out there. I don't know, guys, tell me what you got up to today. Whatever it is that you got up to today. Share it with us. Let us know. So thank you again for joining. God bless you all. God bless you. I know my guest is in the house already. I mean, she's just too amazing. You know, she's too amazing because even when I'm having like other conversations with other people, like Tosin jumps like as soon as we go live. You know, for me, I see a commitment. You know, it's like she doesn't have to be on here, you know, but every single time she decides to come and join us in the conversation. So I'm really grateful to have her with me. Tosi, I'm happy for you to request to come in. Please come in. Bimbo, hey, how are you? Good to have you on here. Bimbo, look at my hair. You'll be so proud of me. By the way, I did it all by myself. Yeah, right. I'm sure she's like, yeah, right. Balali is lying on life. Hello, sister. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you here. Yes, so, yeah, I'm just trying out my natural hair. I feel like, you know, once we go back to the office, I might not be able to play with my hair like I want to do like I do right now. So I really want to keep trying, you know, just try, do different things. But you know, I can't stand hair being in my hair, you know, like, so yeah, I really want to keep doing different things with my hair and just see how far I can go. So by the way, this is all my natural hair. I can't remember the last time. I think I have not relaxed my hair since what, I don't know. I don't know. I think for the last 7-8 years. So Tosin says she's unable to request. That's weird. Is there a way I can add you? Let me see if I can. So I haven't turned off request to go live. So you should be able to. Let me see if I can add you. I'll just add you. I'm trying to add you, Tosi. Let's see if you can come in. Yeah. So I have sound. So let me see. I think that should work. Hey, Laulu, good evening. Thank you for joining. Hey, sis, hey, Harp. Thank you. Sis Rams, God bless you. How are you, sis? Good to have you here tonight. Tosin, let me know. I've sent you a request, so you should have that now. Yeah, I have called her. I have actually, I've sent her a request on here. So I think she should be able to just accept the request. Let me know if that is working. Actually, do you know what? I joined someone's live earlier today. I mean, like in the afternoon, and she was struggling as well. She was struggling to get to bring a guest in. So I don't know whether it's an Instagram thing today, but yeah. So thanks, Laulu. So Tosi, maybe scroll up till you see request to join live, or I have actually requested you. I have sent you a request. So Tosi is unable to join. So Tosi, maybe scroll up till when you join. So you see when you join live, if you would have that option to request to join. So try that. Hopefully that will work. Hey Bumi, invite again. All right, I will do that right away. Not sure what's going on with Instagram, but I'm sure it will be fine. Yeah, I have sent you a request again now. I've sent you another one. So yeah, so how are we all doing? I mean, what did you do today? Hello, Chick Belo. So that's my auntie. She's joined. Yeah. Okay, so Tosi, you're getting some expert advice here. Sister Aloha says that you should go off and join back in. That works. I mean, like, so with everything, you know, you just reboot and restart basically. So yeah, try that. Hey Moji, good evening. Thank you for joining. My guest is in the house. We're just trying to bring her on the show. Chick Bello, good evening, ma. How are you? You know, I wish one of these days I should see your face on the screen. I should see your face on the screen. Yes, Tosi, try and go off and come back on again. That might work. Moji, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone. She's been making bread rolls and akara. Okay, yes, maybe you should make some. You know, you tell me about these things. Like toasting, I can see it says that toasting is unable. Oh yeah, I can get you now. I think you're here. You're here. Yeah, yes. So I have accepted toasting. I am very well, Moji. Thank you so much. I'm doing very well.
Hey, Bibi.
Hey, finally, you're here.
I have to use another device.
Are you serious? Oh,
yeah.
Maybe it was the other one you were using then. I mean, this thing happened, you know, like I was saying, I was on another live earlier this afternoon, and it was just like the lady was struggling to bring in a guest. A guest was in house, and it just wouldn't work. So, but I'm not sure whether it's something that is it's happening on Instagram today, or it's just a one-off thing. But yeah, so glad to have you on the show. Good evening. Good evening.
Hi.
I am so super excited about this conversation tonight. So for everyone who's joined us, first of all, let me say again, thank you. My auntie says social media has corona. Let me first of all say thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining us tonight. You know, this is Conversations with BibbyJ. I know a lot of people, I get a lot of feedbacks from people whenever we have a conversation, basically. And honestly, it humbles me because, to be honest, I started this with the leading of the Holy Spirit. Didn't even know what it was going to be like or anything. But here we are today, episode after episode. I think this is like the 10th episode or something like that. But that, and God has been has been faithful throughout. So thank you all so much for joining. Hey, Daring. So my bet month mate is on here. Yeah, we January babies, we're just different, we're just extra, right? So yeah, so for tonight's conversation, I know that because we're going to be discussing something very personal, something very sensitive, you know, and I want us to be as sensitive as we can be, as much as we want to have fun. I pray to God that this conversation tonight will bless every single one that watches, that listens to it. Because I mean, whether you already have children or you're still trusting God for children, I pray that from this conversation tonight, you know, we will all go away blessed one way or the other. So as the conversation might be or could be a bit sensitive, I would like to say that if you have any questions that you want to ask and you don't want it to be you don't want to ask it like everyone knowing that you're the one that the question came from, you can just type the question in the question mark box on your screen. So if you type that question in, myself and Toby will see it, and once I click on it, it will show up on the screen, so we both can read it. Every other person on the conversation can read it, and then no one would know who sends it in. So let's say you just want to ask a very, 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 very personal question, right? So you can still feel free to do so. Right. So Toasting, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You know, so sometimes I might say Toasting and then you will hear me say Toby. Guys, I'm calling the same person. So she's the same person, Toby and Toasting. And so just to get us started this night, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Please, let's just meet you.
Hi everyone, good evening. First of all, my shout out tonight is to my hair. If you watch my Insta story. Oh my goodness. First of all, guys, like I see people do the sleek bun, natural hair. And I'm like, God, when will you be my son? When will you be my son? Today, it's my turn.
Got it.
So hey.
You have to share the secrets with me because I don't think
I will.
Yeah.
So my name is Oluwatosin Ugwenye. I'm a beautiful melanin skin Yoruba girl, married to an amazing, gorgeous man from Enugu. I'm the first of four. What else? I love baking. I love God. I love family time. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I'm a creative at heart, and I love family. I love having close and dear ones together. Yeah.
Oh, nice. See, guys, what she didn't say properly, she said, oh, she loves cake. Guess what? You need to just check out our page at T's Creations. It's
3T's Creations.
3T's Creations. Oh my God. She says she's a creative at art. This isn't just saying as in like trying to just use the right words or anything. She is absolutely creative. I mean, you see, when you go on her page, you see the things that she does with like the cakes, the cookies, especially the cookies. Like she just does different characters and she can put some names on. Honestly, guys, check out our page. She's just been very humble. But so Toasting is one woman of God, actually, that I absolutely I respect a lot from a distance. I mean, I haven't known her for a long time like that, but I got to know her through a friend. See, I hope it says she's a woman with a heart of gold. Yes.
Babe, stop typing.
No, typing. God bless you. Yeah, but honestly, I mean, like every single person, I'm sure you must have heard this over and over again. Like people would have told you this. Like she is just so calm. Our spirit is too calm. Like she comes into the room and the room is filled with the Holy Spirit. That's how I mean, for all the time that I've been in the room with her, that's how I've always felt. So I remember we were talking about this conversation last year, and I said, okay, do you know what? It would be a nice one. It would be a very good conversation to have. Like, let's just go for it, you know. And since then, I had been trusting God, you know, because I just don't want, for every conversation that I have, for me, it's not about, I feel like there's just so much information out there, so many information, like whatever it is you're looking for, it's already out there. But what would make conversations with BBJ different? For me, it's just, it has to bring the heart of God to people. You know, whether we're talking about something really serious and or career, finance, or no, or maybe we're just chilling and we're just chatting, you know, it should be edifying. You should be able to walk away with some hope or faith in your heart, you know, trusting God for the next thing. And I thank God so far that the feedback that we've been getting has been so amazing, and it keeps me going. Honestly, if you know me, and I mean this, if you know me for real, you will know that I am a very, very busy woman. Very, very busy. Like, sometimes even I ask myself, Delanley, how do you find the time to do this? But you know what? No matter how tired I am, once it's time for this, I am energized. And this is God. So this conversation tonight will sound a little bit spiritual. And as well as being spiritual, it would also sound very real, because we're going to be touching things that people are going through, things that we have gone through, things that people are still probably going to go through. Now, the conversation tonight is your TTC journey, breaking the silence. Oh my God, when I saw that, by the way, guys, Tosin gave me this topic, right? And when she sent it to me, I was like, that is it. That is it. That is it. You know, a lot of times, you know, like people around us, and this is more for even people that we have around us. A lot of times people want the best for us as much as we want the best for ourselves. You know, once you get married, everyone is like watching your wombs. I've seen it on Instagram. They call them womb watchers, right? Like, oh, are you pregnant, or you're this. Some people are dealing with different things. You know, the other day I found out about a lady who's had fibroids for a long time. So every time in the month, maybe during a period or something like that, her stomach gets so bloated that if she wears anything, like, you would literally think that she is pregnant, like maybe 4 months, 5 months pregnant. And you hear people congratulate her and all. But you know, we're going to go into that a little bit deeper as we go along in this conversation. But just to get us started, Tosin, do you want to share your journey with us? Because I think it is important for us to start from our own stories as well. I mean, I know my journey. It's the reason why I want you to start first is, of course, I've got 2 beautiful children right now, to the glory of God, right? And I know that your journey is different. All right, so that's my watch trying to be Babylon, because I wasn't asking for anything. Yes, sorry about that. So yeah, so do you want to tell us a bit about your story? You know, what has journey been like?
All right, guys. So first of all, I just want you to say, relax. Let God speak to you, through you. If this is not your journey, let what you hear today guide you to be that voice for someone else. You know, that support, that help to someone else. All right, let's go. So, like I said, I'm the first of 4, only girl, and all my life. I have some people here that we grew up together. I was a good girl. I was a good girl. I had a rocky start. Not my choice, but even with all life threw at me, I was very determined to be good. Not for anyone, just for me, and how much I loved God and how much I respected my parents. Do you understand? I didn't want to bring hurt to them in any way. Do you get? So there were so many things I did not do growing up, you know? And that is to say, my husband was my first when we got married. Do you get? Yeah. So never in my life, I love children. Like, I was the babysitter to all the children growing up. Like, my house was the go-to place for all the kids. I had kids that would wake up in the morning and literally move to my house with everything. That's where they'll have their bath, have their breakfast, have their lunch, their dinner, their parents will not be worried that where is my child? She's in Toby's house. And we would have an amazing time. Watch cartoon, play, do everything together. Like that was it. I remember my 21st birthday. I had like 3 canopies, right? One was filled with kids. Do you understand? Like,
Wow.
you know, so my husband is amazing with kids. I thought I was amazing with kids until we got married. And then all of them started moving to my husband. Like when my husband is around, I'm nothing.
Sure.
I'm not
I saw that with
the go-to person. You've seen it, right? But when he's not around, okay, fine, all right, we'll settle for Auntie Toby. Anyway, I say that to say, never in my wildest dream would they say you'll be going on 8 years and you won't have your 3 kids popping in your house already. Do you get? So the plan, get married, bam, 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 we'll enjoy our company for maybe a year, then by the second year, okay, we'll start having the kids. Had everything planned. Like, it didn't even occur to me that, come, are you doing all time? I just had my plan. Got married 2013. Yes, April 2013. So at first we were not. It didn't cross my mind, like nothing. Yeah. So it wasn't until like almost at the end of 1 year, I was like, hold on first. Hey, we've not been using protection. Nothing is happening. What's going on here? But still, you get like, I'm a child of God. God loves me. It's not going to be an issue. Like, well, it wasn't even an issue. It didn't even cross my mind. Do you get?
Yeah.
Until after our second anniversary, I said, okay, hold up. I think it was my dad. I said, girl, what's going on? Have you gone to get checked? I was like, get checked. Like what?
Like what are you talking?
Like go to the hospital, get yourself checked. So my dad was in the medical field. He's a retired naval personnel, and I grew up in the hospital environment. But get checked.
Of course, yeah.
Even throughout growing up, the month you see your period, they'll be like, when you don't see it, it never occurred that was an issue. Do you understand? Like, you are just thinking, I need to my prayer this morning, no worries. When you know that you didn't do anything, so there's no fear of getting pregnant. But to me, it was just a relief. But it never occurred to me. I didn't know. I said I studied microbiology, but when it came to the female reproduction in the actual sense of it,
didn't have
it wasn't something I ever thought about. So we started the process, did all the tests, and everything came back normal. And then and that's how the journey started. 2013, and it was going. And then I'll say that. So I'm in the UK and the NHS system. I'll say this to all Africans. Because of our culture, we keep quiet. We're not the like chasing after things. Yeah. So the first time we did the first round of tests here, and we did the test. Okay, we're waiting. Like, okay, the doctor will get back to us, and continued life like that. And then a few months down the line, we're like, hey guys, we did test now. Where is it? Oh, the result that test has expired. You need to do another one. Do you understand? So after like doing then the second time, they now said that we didn't find. It was just a very complicated, and because then I didn't know that you have to. You see that shout the loudest.
I know, right?
I just keep quiet. Okay, they said they didn't find the results. Okay, we'll do this all over again. Until one day, I went to the GP. They're now giving an answer. That's why I started crying.
Oh wow!
I started crying in the doctor's office. That was all this. This is going on 3 years now. Crying my eyes out. You said to do this, I'll do this. Now you said we cannot find my result.
Oh
The
my.
doctor came herself. She said, okay, let's do this. They did the test. They took the paper. I'm handling this. And then the doctor took over my case. Personally invested, like took over my case, said, okay, go and do this test, do this, do that. And then at that point, first of all, you're fat, you're fat. I never thought BMI was that. I can run. I wake up in the morning.
Very active. So
I'm a busy bee. It's what has that got to do with my, until that first appointment. And they didn't say anything to us at the surgery. We got to the fertility specialist, and then after they did all the discussions, did everything, we felt okay, we're making progress. Then they say, we're very sorry, but your BMI would not qualify you. We can't proceed any further. And I'm like, we can't proceed any further. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We can't run any tests. Your BMI is too high. We can't do anything.
Oh my goodness.
This was when 2014, 2015. We can't do anything. We can't. What are you talking about? Like, So you can't even run tests. I don't do treatment, but at least run tests. Do you understand? So we left. We didn't chase. So I would say that in hindsight, I would spank myself a lot. At the same time, I also understand that God's timing. But human effort, I would spank myself a lot. I mean, it wasn't intentional. It was just where you're coming from. I don't know why. We just sit down, we just take it. Do you get? So, I mean, I didn't know that, okay, these people are not talking, go private, go and do you understand? Go and chase this thing. And there was no one to tell me. No one said anything to me. So, the years are just going. Come August, one day, I took a test. And I took a test and I saw positive. I said, positive what?
Oh my God.
Positive what? I just said cry. I called my mom. I said, Mom, it's okay. It's positive. She said, why are you crying? Why are you crying? God, I was okay. Why are you crying? Now, I'll tell you. Now, looking back, I took this test 2 weeks after I've had a period. Now, looking back, of course, that wasn't normal, but I didn't know.
Right. Yeah.
Do you understand? I just said, it's positive. Why had a period 2 weeks ago? Okay, it's a miracle. I mean, I'm a Christian. I love God. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
You get? So, let's go. That was on a Monday morning, on the 8th of August, 2015. I was getting ready to go to work. And then I got to work, and up until then, nothing was happening. No. If you see how I was walking, I didn't even take bus to work that day. I took a taxi. You what? I took a taxi. I started just gentle, like This was Monday. Wednesday, I started having pain. I was like, okay. Maybe they say when people are pregnant, they used to have cramps. Okay, This is cramps.
Normal.
Then this pain, I started throwing up. I was just on the bed. I couldn't do anything. I said, hey, what's going on here? Like, is this the pain? Is this the cramp? This one is more than cramp. So, and then I took paracetamol. I went to work. I got to work. And as soon as I got into the office, I found out I couldn't walk any further. The pain just started increasing. And I had to take a taxi, go back home straight. And then from home, I went to this. My plan was, okay, let me get home and just lie down. What's this pain? Is this how people? Is this how you're meant to have pain? Okay, people said that first time I said they were having pain. I'm like, but I just found out Monday. This is Wednesday. The pain was bad. It was bad. I said, nah. And my GP surgery was just 12 minutes walk. You won't believe that something that used to take me 12 minutes. Yeah. I was walking 20 minutes. I never got into the surgery because I couldn't lift my feet. I'm like, okay, now, wow, okay. Maybe it's twins now. Maybe they say twins and the symptoms is always very. Anyway, got to the GP surgery. Immediately they said, oh, you have to do blood test. Now looking back, they were checking my beta HCG, checking the levels. You know, it's meant to double every 48 hours. Da. And then it did double, but it didn't double at the rate that they wanted. So I found out on Monday. This was Friday evening. The GP called, the doctor called me. I booked an appointment at early pregnancy unit. I need you to get there first thing tomorrow morning, 8:30. I said, okay, now let's go. I got there, my husband, and then before I knew what was happening, they were doing a scan. I was in so much pain. Before I knew what was happening, I was off the table. I was in a room. Walks in a doctor and two other women sitting down, carrying book, carrying file. I'm like, what's going on? And then the doctor said, have you ever heard of ectopic pregnancy?
Oh,
I'm like, huh? You see, the moment I heard that word, of course, like I said, I've had medical. I've been in the medical space, so I knew what it was.
yeah.
But as soon as they said that, I zoned out of the room, and my husband knew. He held my hand, and they were like, we would need to admit you. We need to take actions now. You're in pain, but if we let you go, the pain you're going to be in.
Wow.
In the coming days, you might not even be able to walk in here yourself. What are you guys saying? They're like, yeah, you're going to need to end this pregnancy. I said, what? Pregnancy that we've been praying for how long?
I know.
And then I found out on Monday I'm pregnant, and here I am on Saturday. You're telling me I have to end it. I picked up my phone. I called my father. I said, Dad, they said it's ectopic, da. My dad said, yeah, you need to do what the doctors have told you to do. I said, Daddy, I just found out. He said, Toby, all right, go home. Where's your husband? Spoke to my husband. Okay, go home, take a minute, but think about this. But so myself and my dad, we have factual conversations, no emotions, no sentiments, straight. This is it. You need to do this. You need to do it. You get. So go home. My dad, of course, I knew what he meant, and we had that conversation. And then I'm like, okay, now it's time to tell my mom. I mean, she was the first person I called.
Yeah.
And my mom is more on the spiritual side than my dad. But also knowing what ectopic is, but not. Do you understand? Like, okay, let's stick to the spiritual side. And my mom was like, you're not doing it. You're not doing that. I said, I've heard, Mom, But anyway, Sunday, we were there and had the injection. And that was the end of that. That was August, and then, and I'll say another thing. You need to have a support system. I have a support system. I have very core friends that I draw strength from. Very important. As soon as that was going to happen, I let them know. And they were there for me and with me, my husband, And that was that. So that was August. So I thought, okay, Shabi, you got pregnant, let's continue. Once again, okay, you've gotten pregnant, not knowing that, okay, a few months after you need to go back. You're not 6 months after you've not conceived, you need to go back to your. I had family members saying, okay, this has happened. For you to know now, that means you are fertile. Like, you are fertile now. So, just try again. That you are fertile now. Shabi, don't worry, forget about that. Just try again. You're going to get pregnant. So me tell, okay, say I'm fertile now. So okay, we're going to get pregnant. Let's do this. No further. Just once again back to my shell. Not back to my shell, but back to just life as normal. We keep trying on our own. And then, anyway, I'll say that to say it was miscarriage, and then miscarriage, and this miscarriage, maybe some I've been active, and then I find out I'm pregnant. That's the end though. Hey, in fact, calling sick very well. Do you get, like, it's like life pauses.
Of course.
And then you don't want to do anything, you know, and it was always very short-lived. So, you know, so I'm here sitting down talking to you, glowing. I've had 3 4 miscarriages. And then August come September, August, what year are we in 2021? 2019? 19, 18, 19, I think. That was the last one, which was ectopic. This one we made it to what? We made it to 7 weeks. And this was Sunday morning. I was fine in church, dancing, praising God. Come Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m., I was in bed. By 5 p.m., I was on the floor, then on the bed, then on the floor, couldn't sit, couldn't stand.
Wow.
And like, babe, we need to call the ambulance. Ambulance said it's going to take us forever. We had to wake up my sister-in-law. She was in the next room. She's online now. We had to wake her up. She didn't even know I was pregnant. We had to wake her up. Toby is pregnant. We need to go to the hospital. Something's wrong. You know, got to the hospital. And then, you know, I'm like, God, no, I can't do this again. God, nah, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me again. You know, go to the hospital. Once again, I had my core units. They knew we're praying. We're all praying like, no, God, you can't do this. You cannot do this. This was August. By 1 a.m., I was in the room, admitted. They were running tests. By the next morning, I was having the internal scan, and then the nurse said, I'm so sorry. No, this must be a joke.
Yeah.
God, who did I offend? No, this is a joke. This is a joke. As soon as she said, I'm so sorry, I was gone. I was gone on that bed. My husband held my hand once again because he knew that this girl has zoned out. Look at it. It is this. It is that. As soon as she puts the pressure like that, I felt the pain. She said, yes. Well, sorry. This is ectopic again.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, really? Hey, God, you're playing a fast one on me. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you're playing a fast one. No, it can't be. Prayer, fast. This particular one, God self. I had people calling me. I had an uncle call me from Nigeria. I sent very heavily that I'm meant to pray with you this season. We're doing vigils. There was someone calling me 12 midnight every day. We're doing vigil.
Wow.
My pastor that season said he needs to pray with me. He was calling myself, my husband. We're doing Bible study. Was it Mondays and Wednesdays, and was praying with us. Do you understand? So there was this heavy uprising of people around us, really investing in praying with us. So I'm like, but God, we're praying. People have really been praying. Do you understand? So when I found I was pregnant and we made it okay before 1 week, this one 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. No, we have crossed it. We have made it. You know. So I said, no, God, you're playing it. No, this is a joke. So they wheeled me back to the room. I was in bed, and they're like, this one, well, you're not having the injection. We need to operate because it's the same side, and we need to take out that tube. I said, take out the tube. What are people saying? So this was this was Monday morning, but it was bank holiday Monday, so they had to give priority to life-threatening surgery. So I said, yes, now that's God buying me time. This is time for a miracle. My friends, sisters. Oh yeah, let's start. This is miracle. God is giving us time. He's going to perform a miracle. Had the surgery. When I woke up, I'm like, wow, it's done. It's done. Really? So this was August, bank holiday, August 2001. 19.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, and that was it. And I was home, and I've never experienced such intense pain before. Once again, my friends were showing up in my house, traveled all the way from Wales. As this person was coming, this person was going, this person was washing my old house top to bottom, this person was cooking, my sister-in-law was around, she had a baby, she was taking care of me. Guys, it was, I'm a strong woman. I could not even, what was where, I'm sorry, but what was wear your knickers, what's wear your pants? I could not. What scrub your toes? What's that? Crusty toes, man. What? Like, I couldn't even turn in bed. Like, it was intense. This was August. And a few days I was home. I was in bed, obviously. That was where my life was at that point. And I had this heavy sense all around me. Like, it was like I could see into myself. And at that point, I just knew that it wasn't the plan of the enemy for me to be alive to still be alive. Wow. Then I knew why people were calling me to pray with me. Wow. I understood why God raised an army for me before. So I say this to say that in every season of what has happened, I have heavily felt the love of God. And God always prepared me. So never in my wildest dream have I ever doubted that. Yes, I'm on a journey, but I have never felt God is not with me. There was a time that I was going to have one of the miscarriages. Heavily for a month before then, God had never heard of called out music. Wow. And one day God introduced me to, I just came up on my playlist, and I found myself soaking myself in his album heavily every day, heavily every day. I didn't know what was going on until when I had that miscarriage, and then all the words of the songs that I've been listening to the album saw me through. Like, I say people will look at me and see it, and I'm like, yeah, because I know I'm loved by God. There's this analogy I normally use. I say you ask God for 5 things. You have 5 prayer points with God, to God, for God. And you've arranged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then God does 1. Then he goes to do 5. Then he goes to do 3. Then he goes to do 4. Won't he do 2? He will do 2.
Will, yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
So you just need to hold on. Now, let me shock you guys. This happened in August. Come October, I got a job. In the NHS. Come November, guess where I found myself working? In a fertility unit with the NHS. By miracle. That one is a story for another day. By miracle. I had no idea. Now, being in this unit, that's where I still work currently. The information that God has helped me to gather. That's why when I play everything that I've been through, I'm like, oh my gosh. Do you understand? And that's why I said I will not be silent. I say that so when I see people, I pray for the right time to be able to have a conversation, and I'm like, what are you doing? Go and get checked. I say, I'm sorry, I want to ask, is it intentional? Are you intentionally waiting, not ready to have a child? You have to pray for have to find your entrance into that conversation. Yeah. And it's not just you see someone on the road and you walk to them. No, you have to have a relationship with that person. But if God now leads you to have that conversation, have that conversation. So I say, are you intentional about not doing this? About not having a child? And if the person says no, and I'm like, what are you doing? Yes, we're Christians, but that doesn't mean you just sit down and just wait. Let me tell you why you don't just sit down and wait. Medically speaking, Now, my BMI today, my BMI when they told me then, 2013, it's not what my BMI is now. My body now has gone through several pregnancies that I'm heavier than I used to be. My BMI then, if I'd known, I could have gone private and I would have gotten help.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there are some things you need to get checked. For some people, it might just be you're not ovulating regularly. There are different medical interventions and helps that you can get. So for some people, you just need a medication that will help you ovulate. Do you understand? Some people, you just need, you might not even have to go straight to IVF. There are other IUIs, that you can do. So, and I don't regret my journey. No, never. But it's even at work, I see that as Africans. Wow. In fact, you would have had 20 Caucasians and Asians voice out before you get one African. We just sit up, keep quiet. So when I get a file of an African and I see that this person has been trying to get through for so long, I intentionally chase up that person's case, get someone to deal with it. BMI, body mass index.
Yeah.
So here in the UK, if your BMI is more than 30, because of funding and all that, the NHS would not thank you.
Yeah, we have proper doctors. Like, so Toby, doctor, but
the NHS will not trust you, will not touch you for fertility treatment, because I tell you what, another thing is with your BMI, when IVF and fertility treatments, there are medications that you need to use, right? If you have a high BMI, apart from the risk of going under God, that word escapes me. And being put to sleep.
Not that I know how to pronounce it. I'll literally have to slow
be put to sleep. Put to sleep.
that would be.
The risk of coming out of that without complications with your BMI is increased. 1, 2, your absorption of medications. You might not respond to medications well. In addition to funding, every unit wants a good rating. Do you understand? So by the time your BMI is increasing and reducing your chance of a successful outcome, do you understand? You're reducing their numbers. Now, but if you're going private, they will still take up to 35. That's in the UK. In America, they go higher. In Nigeria, they go higher as well. So I'm here to just tell you, stop looking at the people and say, oh, I don't want anybody to know. Don't they have young children? What's your business? Are they running your race? Are they living your life?
Yeah. Do you know, Toby, honestly, first of all, I have to say that I admire your courage. And I know that, and this is the beauty of, when you know God and you know that God loves you, you know that He has a purpose for your life, regardless of what you're going through. People will be wondering, she able to sit here tonight and be sharing all of this information with us. I'm sure some people will be like, oh yes, they're waiting for that point where you will say, and okay, yes, eventually by the grace of God, and I have 2 children or I have 3 children. Do you know, like when you're watching a movie and you're ready to know what the happily ever after, you're waiting. And then all of a sudden that isn't still the case. And that gets you in a place like, what's all that nonsense? I mean, like, they were meant to marry, they were meant to be together or something like that. So for me, first of all, knowing that you're still in that journey where you're trusting God for the fruit of the womb, and you're still sitting here tonight, sharing all of this with us. So guys, first of all, I beg you in the name of God, help me to love on Toby. This is something that people would normally, you see, I say that there is power in sharing your own story. A lot of times we want to be like reading other people's stories. We want to hear what's happening here and there and everything. We're not comfortable in actually sharing our own story. I say that for every single thing I have gone through, I am not ashamed of any of them, because it is all part of who I am today. And you know, you're going somewhere. God has a purpose for our lives, and it is a journey. It's not a place where you just say, oh, this is what I want to do. And I like the way you explained it earlier, that, oh, you have 5 prayer points and you say God will do 1, 2. But you know what? You said it. Do you know the time? Do you own your time yourself? You don't. I say that we take for granted the fact that we go to bed, we set our alarms, I'll wake up at 5 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, the thing goes on, and then you wake up. In fact, sometimes you even forget to say, I thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. You actually think that, oh, yes, oh, yeah, I'll wake up and all of that. And then we plan. But you know what? God is one who is in control of all of it. So thank you so much. Thank you for being so vulnerable with us. Thank you for sharing your story. I mean, when I was having this conversation with Toby initially, before we came to have this, we were talking about, you know, are people keeping quiet? You know, people are, it is a sensitive topic. It is very sensitive. Some people are in that place where, I mean, you've gone through how many miscarriages now? I know people who only went through one, and it took them until they actually got a child before they could recover from that, you know? And I know people who went through, actually, my pastor, one of my pastors went through miscarriages 22 times, you know, and eventually had a child, you know. And that's the thing, is like, we don't pray for us to go through that. So why are we having this conversation tonight? It's more about, you have a lot of information out there. You don't know who can hear or who would hear what you're sharing that will be able to help you with what you're going through. Why do we hide our pains? You know, it's like you come on Instagram, you show all the very nice looking things and all of that. But people, you're not able to show when things are just not going well. You're not able to show when you're just not having a good day. You're allowed to not have a good day, you know, and be able to show that. And it all comes from this. So guys, as I said earlier, if you have a question that you would like to ask Toby, I know that some people might be a little bit private and I don't want to put it out there for everyone to know that they've asked a question. You can actually make use of the question, the comment sign on to the right of your screen with a question mark there. If you type it in there, myself and Toby will see it. It will just be, I will see it and I'll click on it and Toby will be able to read it. So no one would know who's asked the question. Okay, so feel free to send in any question. So now, Toby, I want to ask you a question about this journey.
Yeah.
So you did say that, I mean, for every single time, of course, you had this army of friends. You have friends that you will rally around you, will pray with you and all. Apart from, and thank God for the Spirit of God, thank God for the knowledge of God, thank God for you believing that you have a God who is on your side. But apart from that, apart from your faith in God, was there anything, or is still there anything else that is helping you through this journey?
First of all, my husband will always tell me, he's here, babe, I love you. I married you. I didn't marry you. Yes, we want to have kids. Yes, we will have kids. But I love you. If whatever we're going to do, if there are other options, and if that's what we're going to do, do you understand? But also, another thing that gets me through, so God bless you, babe. I love you. Thank you. Another thing that gets me through is, one day, the Holy Spirit said to me, so, do you think that this life, you're only called to be one thing, which is mother? That's all. Now, are you now going to hold God to ransom and not do all the other things that you have been created to do?
Yeah.
I say, I am not going to be that amazing risk manager at work. I am not going to be that amazing cake artist and bless other people's homes. I am not going to be, what else? What are the other things? What are the other parts of you? Do you understand? So knowing that there is more to me than just mommy, I need to do it. I need to live my life. I need to. Okay, I'm just okay. I'll answer that. So I need to live my life and live the life that God has called me to. I just need to fulfill. I need to give more of me. Do you understand? So there are so many other things that you can do whilst you're getting help or getting answers. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So doing those other things as well as
help,
having the support of your husband or your friends and you know, so yeah, has helped me.
You know, thank you for saying that about, you know, you're not just called to be one thing. Yeah, and I think we as Africans, we need to understand this. We need to get that into us, even after, whether you have children or you're still waiting or whatever it is, right? You're not called into being just one thing. And I say to people that don't let anyone box you into anything. You know, when people say things like, oh, do you know, I never saw this side of you coming at all. You're doing great things. And they're like, I never saw this type of you coming at all. I always say that it's a way of them expressing how they've boxed you. So there's a certain way that they think that they know you to be, right? So, and you should be that. And as soon as you start to deviate from that, it's like a shock to their system. Like, oh my God, I didn't expect this to come from. And so we're not just called to be mothers, just mothers. You're blessing people. You're here tonight. If you haven't gone through what you have gone through, you probably won't be here tonight having this conversation with me. People won't hear about what you have gone through, right? No one will understand it. So it would be a case of, oh yeah, you're just the one of the other people. We have a question here. I thought that if I click on it, it won't show, but I don't want to show the question because I don't want to show the name of the person, but I'll read it out to you. I don't know if you can see it, Toby, as well. So this person says that she was diagnosed of blocked tubes. Doctor, IVF. What do I do?
Okay. So first of all, let me answer that. I am not as much as I am on that journey of being an expert and being able to professionally provide answers, right? This is knowledge that I have gathered. So I would ask you that whatever I say, go ahead and do your own supporting investigation and research, okay? So now, if they say if someone has blocked tubes, so the tube is very tiny and it could have been blocked for different reasons, scarring, say, you know, when we had infections as children in secondary school, when you have infection, do we just say you had infection and that's it, especially if you went to boarding house, you know? So scarring of that tube, so it's like having bumps in that tiny tube. So what it means is it's blocked, so the egg cannot pass out for the sperm to meet it. Sometimes the sperm would meet the egg somewhere along inside that tube, right? So now when someone gets pregnant and it forms in the tube, that's when you have ectopic. But if the tubes are blocked, that means there's no entry, there's no passage, right? And that's why they go ahead to suggest IVF. So they use IVF as the general word, right? But there are other, you can have ICSI or if so yes, okay, IVF, they collect the egg, they collect the sperm, fertilize in the dish, and then inject it directly into the uterus, and then leave it there for God to help the embryo to attach to the uterine wall and then grow into a pregnancy. So that's why they say they would harvest your eggs, harvest your husband's sperm, and that process of the egg coming out to meet the sperm is bypassed. So even if you have blocked tubes, they can still get your eggs, but since there's no way for the egg to come out, then they do that and then they put it directly into the uterus, and it's up to nature, it's up to God to help the rest.
Mm.
Do you understand? So that's why I keep telling people there's still a God factor involved in this,
Yeah.
because it's now, will that embryo implant in the
Yeah.
uterus, and
So,
yeah, so that's it.
yeah. So thank you. So, with the person that asked this question about, okay, doctors are advising, they're recommending IVF. I personally, I would say that, because if they say that you have blocked tubes, and as you've rightly explained, Toby, you just imagine you're trying to use a straw to drink, you use a straw to drink something, and there is a lump of whatever it is that is blocking, that is in the middle of the straw. Of course, whatever it is you're trying to sip out of the straw wouldn't come through, right? And so if they're saying that you should go for IVF, if you can afford it, before now, I used to think of IVF as, well, how can that be God's way? Like, God wants you to have child, like have children, bless you and all of that. So you shouldn't have to go through any sort of IVF. But after I came to some level of awareness, it's like God gave these guys this knowledge. And that's why for me, I really take it personal. And please forgive me for this. I mean, people might say, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you have children, right? But I take it personal when people go through IVF and they actually don't say it. They don't tell people that, oh, by the way, we've got this. And you meet some people, they are very open about it. They will tell you, oh, we did IVF. It was IVF that helped us and all of that. Let's not even go to surrogacy right now. Because in our community, surrogacy is still something that people are still frowning on. And if you
even egg donation,
if you think about the fact that this is all, okay, you want to be a mother, right? You want to be a mother, you want to look after children. Some people don't even want to hear the word adoption. Do you understand? So if the doctors have recommended IVF and you can afford it, you're still at the age. And by the way, IVF is very effective during some certain age. Like if you're a bit older, I think they say that once you're over 40 or something like that, the chances of it being successful can be a lot slimmer. So if you're in that place that you can take it, please do so. This person has another question, and she said, as Africans, in-laws are bombarding myself and Obi with herbs, and she's tired. So, I mean, what do you say to that first, Toby? So they are bombarding them with herbs. Take this and go drink that one. She's tired of it.
To the in-laws that are giving the herbs, if you are here, please don't be angry, but collect it. You don't have to drink it. If you don't feel the peace to do it, if you don't know the source of the herb. I mean, we have the medical herbal whatever that they say, okay, yes, we know that there are some drugs that are good for this, this is good for that, this is good for that. You can do your own research into the natural remedies that you can do. But if they are giving you things where you don't know the source, you are not sure, you don't know the repercussion or the implication. They're helping, right? If you both, yourself and your husband, you've not gotten to that situation, you can have that conversation that, please, thank you, we don't want this. If you've not gotten to that level, then collect it. Are they going to come and watch you to drink it?
That's absolutely right. Personally,
you have to just apply wisdom.
Wisdom, that's the thing. Bible says that wisdom is profitable to all, right? I don't think that I wouldn't say, oh, please don't take herbs and whatnot and everything. I would just say that, because I know with herbs, they say the downside to it is that we don't know how much quantity that needs to be taken. You don't know how much you would take much or how much you would take that would be too little. And so to just get rid of that risk, you've said it, collect it, you don't use it. And you know what the main thing is, can I say, and I have to be very careful here what I say on this one, because you said something about your husband being all of this journey, like this whole years that you've been married. It's like your husband is your pillar of strength. He is the person, because when you think about it, maybe you've got to that point as a person that you're like, you know what, even if I don't have a child, I'm happy. I just do whatever God wants me to do. But then as soon as you think about your husband, you'll be like, oh, but I'm sure he would love to. Again, you're thinking for him. But your husband has been a pillar of support to you, a pillar of strength. And I just want to say that for anyone who is on this conversation tonight, whether you're a man or a woman, and this is a journey that you are still into, please, please support yourselves. It is your own journey. You know, it's upset for me, something, maybe one day I will have the opportunity to share this on Conversations with BibbyJ. I haven't really shared this before, but I had a time in my marriage that things happened. And for me, it was the only thing that held me through, apart from all the word that God had given us and everything, was one thing that my pastor's wife gave me then. She said to me, she said, Bolanle, it is your journey. It is your journey. And that kept ringing in my, when I see people, when people say stuff and everything, I just move on. It is my journey. Because, you know, well, how do you even think about it? So I've got 2 girls right now, right? I have people saying to me, when are you having number 3? Do you understand? Like, people can just say, oh, so when is number 3 coming? Oh, your second is old enough. So this is me that already, I've got 2. And then you're still telling me, you're still asking me about when am I going to have 3. Please, guys, let's stop it. It is bad behavior. Honestly, it is bad behavior. It doesn't help anyone because you don't know whether I want another one. You don't know whether I've been trying and it's just not working. You don't know whether we've decided that, okay, guys, we are done. This is it. And it shouldn't be. Your life is not about how many children that you have or don't have. You know, you said it earlier. God hasn't created you for just one thing, to be just one thing. What are those other things that you are meant to be? So if I just want to go into the comment section very quickly and just read out a few of the comments that we have here. So Yemisi says that, she said, yeah, people need to stop minimizing the existence of others just because they are not birth mothers. Exactly. You have people who don't have. The other day I found out about a celebrity. This is a woman that we all know. If I mention her name now, but I'm not going to mention her name. I found out that she has actually she doesn't have a child. She hasn't given birth before. But this is a woman that she celebrates her children, and you would not see her and say, but she has, for me, her life is fulfilling. You know, she's been in this industry doing whatever it is that she's doing. She's helping people, she's impacting lives left, right, and center. That doesn't make her, the fact that she hasn't given birth on her own doesn't make her less of a woman than she is, right? So it's just, let's stop that. Let's just stop it, you know. We don't want anything. We don't want anyone thinking, oh yeah, if I had known, we should have done this or do that. It is not what you have to do. We're talking about the herbs, and Oreke Organic says exactly, collect it, but you don't have to use it. That's absolutely true. And yes, Biola says herbal can be dangerous. Please be careful. It is true. It can be, because as I said earlier, we're not sure how much quantity is enough for what you're trying to treat, you know. So
Yeah.
we have to be careful with that. People are saying collect it and don't use it. That's it. You don't do that. Yes, Amara, yeah, beauty. You know, it's the womb watchers. I saw it on Instagram. They call them womb watchers. They're actually checking. They know the date you got married, and when they see you, they're counting for you. They're telling you, oh yes, what and when are you having another child? When are you having a baby or anything? So Izobizo says, you don't know if I can afford to have another child. And that's another thing. You know, that is another thing. Like, I say that, okay, you want to have 3 children, 4 children. You want to have family holidays. You want to do this. You want to pay school fees. You want to do, when you actually tell some people that, oh, I'm actually thinking of my pocket here right now. I think we can only afford one child and we can live comfortably with that and everything. Christians, these are Christians, who will say to you, so are you limiting God? Do you know what God wants to do for you? And when they say that, they remind me of Job's friends, honestly. That's what, because they think that they know God. They think that they know how God is going to work or what God wants to do, right? And they start to tell you, they start to remind you, don't you know that God is so good? He would never let you go alone. He would never. But have you heard of people who would tell you that before they give birth to a child, they ask God, God, do you want to give us a child or not? There are people like that, and so we just need to be, we really need to be careful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, MC, you're right. People just don't know when to not offer unsolicited advice. You're absolutely right. It is so true. It is true. So now, Toasting, I want us to address one thing very quickly, and this is about early, like seeking help early. So I know from where we come from. I mean, I remember even myself growing up, I never thought of. I mean, if you're not ready to get married, if you've always had good health, you've never really had any major health issues, you don't think of any need to get yourself checked for, okay, is my body the right way that it should be, and all of that. You don't really think about that. What do you say about checking ourselves early? Because I'm sure maybe we have some single people on this conversation tonight,
Yeah.
who are looking to get married soon, you know. What are the things that we should be doing? Because I think there's a place for that as well. Not that we leave it until we get married and then we start to run around everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very, very important. I tell young people now, these are things that, I didn't know. And I don't blame our parents. Maybe they just didn't, it wasn't their culture to have, our mother, it wasn't their culture to have such conversations. So some mothers did, but a lot of mothers, I mean, they can't even say sex. They're having fun. So parents that will not even use the word sex, I did the ones that after discussing, they say they're having fun. So there are some things, there are some red flags that that already when you're young, not having the regular, like your period doesn't come regularly. So some people have a 28 length cycle, 32, 35. When it starts getting beyond 35, that's too long, because you have their phases, the luteal phase, and so the one before your egg and the one after your egg. Do you understand? So there's like almost an equal duration between those two sides. Do you get? So some people, if one phase is longer than the other phase, it's not so good because they're not having a balanced time to do all that medical stuff. You understand? So these are things that you want to start thinking of noticing. Is your daughter having? So our parents used to ask us, "Have you seen your menstruation?" You do understand? It was just to make sure your child is not pregnant.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
So true.
So I'm telling mothers here and sisters and aunties, it's not just have you had your period. How often are you having your period? Are you having it twice in a month? It's not the normal cycle. Do you understand? So these are things that you want to start. Are you having a very heavy period? Are you having a very scanty period? Is the quantity of your period reducing drastically every month?
Yeah.
Those are things that you want to start taking note of. Do you understand? So even apart from that, just go and run a blood test. Check your progesterone level, your estrogen, your thyroid level. Just check all those hormones. These are things that you want to. So they say every 3 months we produce new quality of eggs. So these are things that, and you also want to check the amount of eggs you have, egg reserve. Do you get? So for women, they say we're born with the finite amount of eggs that we're going to have. So right from the day you were born, this person was born with this amount, this person was born with this amount, this person was born with this amount. So every cycle you have, it reduces. Now, please, I say all of this. I am not going to put the God factor aside, but science-wise, this is the information. So every month, so that's why as well, I don't want you to be quiet, because every month you're quiet, not getting checked, not doing what you should do, you're reducing the quantity and quality of eggs that you have.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the earlier, get your younger ones, once they get to a certain age, just let them go, just get those checks done. So that there's some people that have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and different people that have PCOS is because you see that you are gaining weight, you're not a big eater, and you're active. But if you just see that this person is just adding weight, or having facial hair, these are different signs of PCOS. the girl may not be aware of, you know. So
Tosi,
these are conversations that,
honestly,
yeah,
I always say that, and this is the thing. I always say to people that when I hold these conversations, I'm not claiming to be an expert of anything, right? I can say that, yes, I'm an expert of risk management. Anything else, I'm not. All I am, I come here, bring the people who are going to tell us. As you are learning, I am learning as well. I have
yeah,
two girls. I have nieces. In fact, they are like 20, 21, 22. So all of this, as soon as this ends, I'm having a conversation with them tomorrow. Because
yeah,
for me, it is very, 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 very important. Very important. I think there's a question here. Someone says, Yemsi says, I'll come back to my thoughts. Just hold that because I'm going somewhere with that. Yemsi says, are these tests affordable in general? So now,
okay,
before you say anything to that, Toby, I wanted to say that, with you said earlier that if you had known, maybe you'd have gone private and all of that. I mean, in the UK, private isn't cheap.
it's not cheap, yeah,
So that in itself, we need to understand it. So, and
yeah,
I know that if private is not cheap in the UK, I can imagine what private, like when we say private, I mean, I don't mean like these small privates that we have in Nigeria, like the proper known, well-known private hospitals in Nigeria. I can just imagine what they will cost. So they're not cheap. They are quite expensive. But again, if you're in the UK, for instance, and you're still within some age brackets, you're still entitled to a lot of things under the NHS. Now, how well you can act would determine
yeah,
what you get. Basically, I learned
yeah,
that from Beard when I was pregnant with Zara Jane, and I would call the hospital and they say, "Oh, Mrs. Johnson, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. Just come back later." And I'll just drop the phone. 5 minutes later, I'll call them. I'll just make up something. I'll say, I've not felt the baby move since yesterday. As in, like, I will make it up so that they can see me, and every time they will see me check, I just want them to check and tell me everything is fine there and all of this, I for me personally, before I even got pregnant ever, I never thought of, okay, I need to check myself. I need to make sure everything is as it should be, which is why personally, I don't really like all the tests that they make us do when we're getting married. The churches will say, oh, go and get the test done and all of that before you get married, because that doesn't really do anything other than for you to find out whether I'm pregnant or not. And that's it.
yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
really,
like,
yeah,
too late at that point in time. And again, what you're even looking for is not what will help you in your marriage. So even if I'm pregnant, for instance, I'm not saying that you should have sex before marriage, but even if you're pregnant, I mean, you're pregnant for the guy you're marrying. So what, and then you can continue your life. You and your God, you deal with that, right? But it's in that place of, this is something that is early. So now, Toby, if you can quickly please speak to that question about
yeah.
being cheap generally or affordable generally, because I know they are not affordable generally.
Yeah, they know. So quick one. Let me also mention about let's not forget the male child as well.
Mm,
There's some things. I mean, boys. There's some things you need to look out for. I
mm,
mean, mommy. At least sometimes you should see your son have an erection.
mm,
Do you understand? Like
yeah,
when you wake up in the morning and all that stuff.
mm,
They too also the sperm quality is not just that the guy is producing sperm. Does he have good swimmers?
mm,
What is the quality of his swimmers? Do you understand? How long do they last? So
mm,
sperm motility, you want to do the MOT for the sperm as well.
mm,
So some people even they actually are not able to produce the sperm. So their procedure they can surgically extract the sperm
mm,
as well to help. Do you
mm,
understand?
mm,
So check that the testicles has descended. It's
mm.
meant to drop. So that's why they ask the question: did you have your balls dropped?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So those are things that you know. I say it starts with us as parents.
Mm,
Do you understand? If the generation ahead of us didn't do this due diligence, it is up to us now.
mm,
Because a child that you find out early enough, if they need that intervention, they can
yeah.
get it before they get married.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you understand?
yeah, so thank you for that. MC, I hope,
Okay, so yeah, then the question with
yeah,
regards to funding.
about the
So
test. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So as yes, they are not cheap. At the same time, I mean, Some tests are like 150, some are like 250 pounds. Some are more, some are 80. Do you get? But yes, this test is not cheap. But also, I'm aware that there are funding availabilities depending on. So I'll use the UK as example. Oh wow, my phone. Babe, please can you help me bring a charger? I know it's online. Please can you help me bring a charger?
Oh,
So there are funding availabilities for different regions that you are in the UK. So ask, check, go to your GP. Your GP is the best person to have that conversation with as well. If you have a good relationship with your GP. Some people, the organizations you work with actually
yeah, some medical.
have funding as well for IVF procedures.
I know, yeah.
You get? I mean, I spoke with someone that said his company will sponsor him up to £30,000 for IVF. I'm like, so what are you waiting for? And please go private. Don't get on the NHS list. Go private. Get the attention and so in Nigeria as well, there are organizations, there are foundations that help sponsor people. Don't be quiet. And then to all the mommies, aunties, brothers, sisters, if you know someone is on this journey, you don't even need to ask them. Just drop some money in their accounts because they're on an expensive journey. It's not cheap. Just drop some money in their account. Oh, I just want to gift you this.
That's one way you can help. Apart from
that's one way. So whilst you are watching, you don't say anything while you're watching, and you're praying. If you have the financial capability, I just want to give you this. If you have that relationship to say, oh, it's for why are you not? Is it money? Do you understand? For some people, it's money. For some people, it's information.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So,
that's right.
go to Abby's show. She says she has PCOS. Yes, I remember this. But I mean, don't ask me what PCOS is. Maybe the doctors in the house. Darian, please, can you help us type what PCOS?
Polycystic ovarian
whatever it is. And she had to take metformin before getting pregnant. I remember that she had an ectopic pregnancy, a very first pregnancy, and I think it was after that building. I think it was after that you found out, right? But imagine if that wasn't identified then. I mean, today she's blessed with 3 beautiful children, right? Who knows? Maybe she would still be on this journey where she's still trusting God for something to happen. You know, sometimes if you're, depending on where you are, because I think for people like us that are in the UK, yes, we have the NHS to run to. We can go there and cry and say, yes, you have to do something and everything. And I mean, God will help you meet someone that will be reasonable and want to go all the way for you, you know, because it's still about the people there. You know, you walk in today, the doctor you meet might say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't really help you further. This is how it's going to be. And then you walk out. Then tomorrow you walk back in, you meet another doctor, and that doctor just makes your case their case. And they're like, no, I'm not going to let this rest. It's just the way at work too. When 2 people come to you and ask you for help, one, you would do it with everything that you've got. The other, you might just be like, well, you'll be all right. I'll just do whatever for you. And that's the way it is. And for me, I see with medical stuff like this, when you go into the hospital, especially with my experience of pregnancy and childbirth and all, I always pray for every single nurse, doctor, whoever that I will meet there, that they will be the helper that God has put in there for me. Because sometimes you need that one person that will look outside of the box from every other person, you know, and then see this one that there will be a lot of people who have got this condition and they don't know that's what they've got, you know, that they don't know that this is actually what is preventing them from getting pregnant. I would say that if you've been trying for a while and you're not sure,
18 months,
maybe
actively without protection,
you know, maybe ask questions. Google, well, I don't really like to say Google because Google will give you answer to everything and can confuse your life. You know, speak to people in the medical field that you know. So maybe for your next appointment with your doctor, what you should do, prepare yourself, have some questions, because sometimes it might be in your questions that will get your doctor to think about something that actually, you know, yes, maybe, you know, maybe you just go in and say, oh, doctor, do you think I have PCOS? You know, something like that. And maybe the doctor had not even thought about that before. You know, we think that they know it all, but sometimes they need our help as well to get them, which is why they will ask you for your for your background. They will ask you for your medical history because they want to get to know you, you know. So yes, so Amara also has, she has PCOS as well, and she says she was given Clomid to regularize period. Once period regularized, she conceived. Imagine. It was,
Yeah, so Clomid is Clomid is for so is to help with the ovulation cycle. So for someone like that, they were not ovulating regularly. So even if you are having a period every month, which is just the shedding of the lining of your womb,
yeah,
that doesn't mean that you
right.
are producing eggs every month. Do you
Mm,
understand?
wow.
So things like Clomid, Clomiphene, that's so they're to help with regulating your ovulatory cycle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And for me, like the way she's put it now, it sounds so simple. Like, oh, she had, they gave her Clomid and that's it. She got pregnant. I mean, she's blessed with children now, two beautiful boys. And it's like, imagine not having that information, not knowing what the issue is. This is what I mean, as a risk manager, I would say that you cannot resolve anything if you don't deal with the root cause. The root cause is always the issue. If you can get the root cause identified, deal with it, then you're fine. But if you're still like trying to just resolve things at the surface, you just keep going through the cycle. Yes, Chigbelo. Oh no, I can't forget your. How can I forget my nephew? Don't worry. I mean, like the male child, we said we will not forget the male child. We have to speak to them as well. I mean, as parents here and people who are still trusting God, even when you have your own children as well, these are things that we should know about. I mean, I never thought about, before this conversation, I never thought about, oh, I have to make sure that I'm actually aware of like my children, make sure, maybe because they're still very young, right? But I have nieces,
Yeah.
you know, they've been having period for years, but we've never ever had that kind of conversation. But I think it is something I should have with them. The second, so have you checked yourself? Do you think your how is your period? And these are things I am going to be doing. So I hope everyone else is going to do that. You know, just see people around you and see what you can do. I'm trying to go through. I'm going through the comment section. My auntie says she's she intends to be a grandmother, so she's doing her homework. I know, right? Yes, yes. So there's a question here. I think this is from Top. She says that, please, what will a poor woman do that's in the same journey, like on the same journey? So a poor woman. So how do you define a poor woman? Because I like to say that because you don't have money to pay for a test doesn't make you poor, right? So if you say a poor woman, is that in terms of finances, or what do you mean by being poor? I'm hoping, I'm thinking that, or it might be maybe finances, you know, maybe this person can't afford it, you know. And maybe this is where we need to be very open and honest with ourselves. If you need to take a test, and for me, I am so keen about the people you surround yourself with. I don't just want friends that we party together, we travel together, we do all of those things together. I want friends that when the thing hits the roof, we're in it together. You know, so if I need something and I need you to help me, so you want to go for a test, this test is 200 pounds. How many of your friends can you call and say, guys, this is what I need to do, can you help me? There shouldn't be any shame in doing that. I know it is very difficult to ask, you know, but sometimes all of this also is what God is using to build the person you are becoming. Let's not mix it with anything else. Sometimes God wants to deal with other things in our lives, with these things that we're going through. So maybe the question is, you know, who are the people that are around you? Can you ask people? Can you ask your friends? You know, can you ask your friend? You know, it's very, very important. I wouldn't say let's just stay there and be hoping that everything will be all right without asking questions. Ask the question, you know, ask the right questions. Guys, I hope this conversation has blessed you. It has blessed me. For one, I know that I'm speaking to my nieces and my nephews as well. I'm speaking to my children when they are at that age. God keep us all, you know. But as I said earlier, Toby, people probably wouldn't understand. Everyone have said it. They've said it tonight. You're a strong woman. You said it yourself. You're a strong woman. And I say that strong women don't even need anyone to tell them they are strong. They know that they are strong anyway, because the things that you go through it with grace, you know. But again, I want to applaud your vulnerability. You know, for you, at the point where you started your journey, oh my God, I was full. And this is where sometimes I feel like, oh gosh, can I really handle this thing that I'm doing? Like when people really talk about the deep stuff, like, will I not break down? You know, because I'm not one that cries a lot like that, you know, but there are some things that can really get to me. You know, I know what it means to be looking, to be waiting and trust. I mean, I didn't have to wait for so long. But even just the loss of a pregnancy, you know, like you're pregnant. I can imagine maybe after your first or second pregnancy, whenever you got pregnant again, you are reading like all these pregnancy books and everything. And when it gets to miscarriage page, you just turn over quickly. That's not my portion. That's not my portion. And you jump to the next. Because I did that, you know, after I had miscarriage, I did that. But I can imagine having to like keep hope alive year in, year out, you know, keep hope alive. I think I have got another question here from someone, and I don't want us to miss this. She said, what would you suggest? She gets spots daily, went to gynecologist, but she says she shouldn't worry. So what are you going to suggest? So
what do you think?
Spots, like where, what type of spots? I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense to
Okay, she's spotting.
Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. So if she's spotting,
find another gynecologist.
Mm.
No one will run. No one would chase you. Okay, if you think there's something wrong, and your spirit, the Holy Spirit keeps nudging you to get this checked. If your gynecologist is not responding, find another one.
Yeah.
And let God, pray to God. God, bring the information I need my way. He will. Pray about. I'm not saying you're not praying, but be specific in your prayer. God, you know my need. Please meet my need.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head. What are you asking for? What do you want? You need help. You need finances. Ask for what you want. You need information. Ask for what you want. And Lord, it's not just God, I need this information. What is going on? Lord, when this information comes, let me know that this is the step you want me to take.
Yeah, yeah. Because
you understand? So please find another gynecologist.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
If you have that nudging that, okay, you know, this is not right. You shouldn't be spotting every day. Do you get? Spotting, yes, is in some people actually is like part of the early signs of pregnancy. Some people spot throughout pregnancy. But if you're not pregnant and you're spotting every day, then get checked. If your gynecologist is saying nothing, find someone else. If you have that feeling that there's something, you know, just find and prayerfully ask God to direct you, and He will.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely, you know, when they say to you that, oh, there's nothing, don't worry about it. I just say to them, is there a test that you can send me for that I can go for? I mean, like, I just want to be sure, because you're sitting in front of me, you're telling me that there's nothing to worry about, but it's not like you've checked anything. So I want that comfort. I want that assurance that there's nothing going on. And you have to be, trust me, it's not the time to be humble, nice, and don't want to fight with people or don't want to see. They are there for us. I mean, I'm talking about like if you're in the UK now where you have access to the NHS, right? Go there. Don't take no for an answer the first time. Don't. Seek second opinion, second, third, fourth opinion, but let God direct you. You know, let God direct you. These things are, people are like, they've wasted years just because they didn't have the right information at the time that they needed that information. And they always say that, I know that as Christians, we will say, oh, no matter what, even if I'm 40 or 50, if God wants to bless me with a child, God will bless me. See, the thing is, there are some things that we still need to get done as well. If you've checked yourself, you've done all the checks that can be done, you've done all the tests that can be done, and everything comes out well and okay, nothing is wrong, I can say to you that yes, maybe God is just asking you to wait. Maybe God just wants to do something for you, just something, and then you can trust God along that journey. But if you haven't done any test, which is why they say that, you know, we all did this when we were getting married. Oh, we want to wait for 2 years at a minimum, you know, just to enjoy ourselves and all of that. I remember saying that to my eldest brother, and he was like, what's that nonsense? Like, you get married, don't wait for anything, just go have children. I was like, no. If I had known, I would have listened, right? We didn't have our first baby until what, 6, 7 years later, you know. So, and that's the thing, you have to be mindful. Yemsi says, we hope we become better friends that won't stop the relationship at the gate of money, because so people just can't part with their money. Some people just can't part with their money. Amen. You know, that's so true. That's so true. I say to you, feel free to let some friends go. Honestly, you don't need a lot of people to be what God wants you to be. Earlier on this morning, the Holy Spirit was telling me that you only need one person. That one person can turn into millions of people for you, you know. So if you have friends, but then again, it's as Chigbelo said, she said it's a two-way street. Not all friends can be trusted, especially when they get to know one situation. Prayer, prayer, prayer. Absolutely. For
Very
me,
important.
they say that the birds of same feather flock together. Do you understand? What in the world are you doing with a friend that you can't trust? That's my challenge to you. Why is that person your friend? If I can't trust you, you're not my friend. You are just like every other person that I know, right? But if I call you my friend, there is some level of trust there, you know. And so, because God wants us to have friends, God is going to use people around us to bless us. Look at the people that God raised for you, and God still raises for you at this time. I'm sure you have people that you can call on right away and ask questions or ask for prayers, and they will pray for you, you know. So it's the right thing there, you know. It is there. So you can't say, oh, we don't have friends. Someone says, in terms of finances, or because I have a woman in a compound next to me with a very big fibroid. She has gone through operations, but still grew back, and now she's left with a fibroid. Honestly, I am so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry. Talk about, you just need to find out, what does she need? Okay, is it money? How much does she need? You know, sometimes it might not be you that actually need the help. Maybe you actually have the connection to get the help that that person needs for her. So maybe all the
Also,
needs, you know, maybe
sorry, also,
yeah, go on.
there's some, and then it's getting the money and also finding the right doctor. Do your
Mm,
research.
mm,
They say some doctors go in and remove fibroids, and maybe because of the complications or where a fibroid is located, they don't touch the smaller ones. Some doctor will go and they are skilled enough to get everything out. Some will just remove the ones that are big and leave the ones that are still small, which is what regrows. Do you understand? Some go and seal up the blood vessels. So it's just doing your research to get the right doctor. So it's not also for some people, your own might be to help them find a good doctor.
yeah.
I heard of this doctor that is very good, and I know this person in this situation. Just connect them.
Mm, mm,
Do
yeah.
you get? Just connect them.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Toby. I've got another question here. I hope you're still happy to go on, guys.
Of course, I can
This
talk
is
about the
this
whole
is
day.
blessing people. I don't want to just end it and say 1 hour we're done. Let's go. We've gone over 1 hour anyway. So,
Yeah.
and I know, Biola really wants to join this conversation, because she had actually. Do you know what, Biola? Let's, as soon as I'm done with Toby, let's just get you on and you just share your story. That woman has one amazing story. She said that. So this question here, she said she went for hormonal profiling, and she said they were in the amounts. Language barrier is an issue. What would you suggest if I get, okay, yeah. So I think she replied to the questions that she asked earlier. It is so true. You know, the thing is, there are so many things they tell you. For me, I was that person who never worried about my health. Nothing. You know, even when they say that, oh, you should get HIV, go and get HIV/AIDS test, whatever thing. I was in the Red Cross, so I was like a youth champion. I used to speak to people about, oh, getting tested. You know, we go to all these rural places, you know, speak to people, get tested, where people are sharing needles and all of those things, right? But for me, I was of that mindset that anyway, if anything is wrong when I'm married and I want to get pregnant, they will find out. Shashi, they will tell me. You can imagine. That is so sad. Like thinking like that, like, okay, I would wait until, do you know? But do you know what? This is the beauty of God. God is still God regardless. No matter what it is, He is still God. Your journey is your journey. The main thing is, as a person, what you want to do is you want to say to yourself, if you have done enough as a human being, have I done my part? Have I played my part? If I have played my part, I've done all that I can do myself, then absolutely. Let God's will be done. You know, a lot of people, because sometimes it baffles me. I mean, you go on the street, you see a mad woman gets pregnant and they give birth even in that or that situation, and the baby is fine and the mother is fine. And this is just God. You know, there is nothing that God cannot do. Nothing. I know the journey is difficult. It is difficult. Waiting, having your period. I remember when I was trying, my friend, she's on this live. She is one of the womb watchers, but I won't in a good way, because she will call me. So, Bola, when was your last period? And I mean, she was one who told me, oh, you have different apps to track your period and all of that stuff. This girl bought me ovulation kits, sent it to my house, and told me, read the whatever, make sure you test and see and all of that stuff. And for me, you see, again, let us be open. Let us have teachable spirits, because you don't know who God will send to you. You just do not know. A lot of times we want to claim that we know it all, or we want it to be like, oh, all is well because I'm a child of God. All is well. Everything is going fine. Yes, all is well, but God wants you to seek help as well. Do you know?
Yeah.
This lady will call me. She will ask me, okay, so you ovulated. You should have ovulated between this. I'll be like, what's wrong with this girl? Do you know, when I told her I was pregnant, she was not surprised. She was like, oh, thank God. And this same person, she remembered the challenges that she faced. You know, I know they have, even my husband. So I used to type, so if we have sex tonight, I'll put the dates there so that I can, do you know, it was, till today, I still do it. Not that I want to get pregnant, but I still do it, right? But I'm saying this to say that the people that you surround yourself with, make sure you have people that are of value. It is not in the quantity. It is the quality. Your friends have held you up until this day. They have been your pillar of strength. Your husband, I've met both of you. I mean, these guys are crazily in love. You know, forget anything else. You know, it's like, that's why, please, I'm sorry, if you have married and you don't think you are in love with your husband, or your husband is in love with you, just pray to God to just let the love come. You know, because in marriages, there are challenges. I mean, you just can't, there is absolute no way you can get over it. Choose the people around you. It is not pride. If you're a spiritual person, or you're the type that is not spiritual, but you need spiritual people around you, find spiritual people around you that can support you. It is not the quantity of people. Some people have friends because what? They want to, when they are doing parties, they have a lot of people to invite. And that's all about it. You know, if it's only five people that you have as friends and they are quality people, trust me, you don't need to go anywhere else. These guys will carry your problem on their heads like it's their own issue. So the information you're not able to get, they will find it for you. They will get that information for you. Because sometimes when you're in the midst of everything, you don't even have the willpower to want to research anything. I'm sure you would agree. You some days you just don't want to read anything. You don't want to hear anything. You just want to be left alone and no. But your friends are the ones that will say, no, actually, you know, I've just read this. It says this. Oh, I've just checked that. It says this. Oh, I've spoken to a friend of mine who is a doctor and he said this and that. It is important. It is important. For me, I don't have friends a lot like that. I'm a very free person. I'm very friendly with everyone. But I know the people that I will call if I need to get something done right away. Because it's not every day I am this very strong lady that is whatever. You know, I have my days too. So guys, please, I pray to God, you know, I said.
Sorry, Bibi, let me just quickly respond to this. So yes, it's also about the person. You need to be open, but it's not easy when you're surrounded with friends that probably you even got married before them, and they've all had they got married, they've had this. Sometimes you don't even know how to bring up that conversation. Why? Because you don't want them to pity you.
Pity you.
So if you know that you are good friends with this person, yeah, and maybe the person is not opening up, have that conversation. Bring it up. How can I help? Is there anything I can do? Do you want to talk? Do you understand? The person might say, oh, no, not now. But one day the person will sit down and realize, this person asked me.
Mm.
And when the person is ready to open up, they will open up to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm.
Even if you don't even know how to approach the conversation, hey dear, look, I'm so sorry. If this is going to offend you in any way, I'm sorry. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how to ask. Do you understand? Like, what can I do? Do you get? Just find a way to break that ice. Because it's such an isolating journey. Or rather, it could be an isolating journey.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That the person doesn't know how to come out of it. Especially because they don't want pity. They don't want you to look down on them. They don't. Do you get? So if you have a friend that is not approaching, then find a way to approach that conversation. Pray about it. Ask God to give you that opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have the conversation. The person might just be suffering in silence, and they just need this little piece of information. Or they cannot just be able to see the next level because they are so in that situation, and you can help them to objectify. Do you understand? Like, okay, let's clear this cobweb. Let's clear this cobweb. Let's clear this cobweb. We can now see the path ahead. Do you get?
I had to pin. Thank you very much for that. It is true. You know, it is a very difficult journey. It is very difficult. A lot of times people would say that, oh, you don't open up, or or they ask you a question, you don't say anything. People have their own time when they want to speak. There is a comment that I've just pinned here, and I had to pin it because I really want us all to take this away with us. Yemisi, God bless you for this. She said she believes that one takeaway from today's conversation is to make a commitment to be a better friend within our network. It is absolutely important. Absolutely important. You know, it's not about, see, the fact that there are people, as you rightly said, you have friends who you got married before, right? And not even married a year before, 2 years before, 3 years before, right? And they already have children. Some of them, their children are already like, you know, maybe almost your height or something. And you're still where you were at the time that you got married. Of course, there will be times that you just don't want to talk about it. And it's about the approach, as you rightly said. You know, it is the approach. You know, the way my friend will call me then, and she would say, oh, Bala, have you used the ovulation kit or something? And I'll say, oh, yeah, I haven't used it. And she was, for me, it was because that she was open. She was very, like, she told me immediately she saw me, she said, oh, you know, oh, well, before she got pregnant, you remember she had an ectopic pregnancy and everything. She just bare everything right there for me. So I was in a comfort space. You know, we have to think about this very well. What is the environment like? That space that you want that person to speak to you, is it a safe place? You know, is it safe space for them to actually open up their challenges to you? Because remember, you might be friend to the wife and not friend to the husband. The husband might be the type that doesn't want people into his business. You know, she has to deal with that as well. So are you that kind of friend that even a husband trusts you enough to get into their business? Do you know, a lot of us, it's please and please and please. All those insensitive comments that we make, let's stop it. Stop asking people, when are you having another child? And I'm telling people that I know too. I don't know whether they're on this conversation or not, but I'm sure at some point they'll probably watch it. Stop asking, when are you going to have another child? I don't need it. Do you understand? You shouldn't need to ask anyone that. You shouldn't ask anyone, oh, you've been married for how long? Why are you waiting? Please, don't.
Fifi, how about, or don't you know how to? Maybe you're not doing it well. Or are you not lying there? Are you not staying there? Well, after you finish, you need to stay there. Another person there, you need to put your leg up. Another person, oh, come on, people.
We are our own enemies. We are our own enemies. Honestly, I was saying to a friend a while ago, I said, you know what? I really feel like if you want it, if my husband will allow, I can actually carry a baby for you. Do you understand? For me, it's like, it's just, it's not, I don't need anyone telling you, oh, please, You should have another child. Or oh, you've been married for 5 years. What's happening? Or then you come to their, or they're working on eggshells around you because they feel like, oh, it might be sensitive to her, you know. No, please, let's stop it. Let's just stop it. It is bad behavior. Bad behavior is bad behavior. Let's stop it. You've touched on IVF earlier. IVF, it's human helping us as well. But God still has a role there, because when they implant the sperm and the eggs, God still needs to do his job, which is why some IVF still don't work, you know. So please, nobody should have to, I'm begging you, nobody should have to be like, oh, please, let's not. Yes, you're right. See, yeah, my auntie just said, let's not forget the men going through similar situation.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, in fact, for men, it's even worse. Because their friends are just like, ah, guy, what's wrong with you now? This was why, what are you waiting for? You know, that kind of a thing. Let's, men, women, please just stop it. If you don't know anything to say, just pray for them. Don't say, how come your first child is 10 years old now? Why are you still, what's happening? Please, just stop it. We're not called to just being mothers. That's not what we're called for. It's not just that. There are people on this earth that don't have a child of their own and are doing great stuff. There are some things that we use now that have become our daily things that we use in our homes that were created by people who don't have children of their own or anything, but they have plenty children all over the world. Please, let's stop. Let's, honestly, Laulu, please. As in, I can feel my blood boiling now, you know. I really can feel my blood boiling reading all these comments. Someone told Laulu that, oh, this high heels won't let pregnancy stay in your body. In church. The person said that even in church. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, there are some things that I just don't. Exactly. Yes, Fumieko just said it. There are people who do not want kids. I mean, personally, if you ask me, well, the Bible says that we should multiply and all of that. So I don't know whether it is right to actually not want kids. But if they don't want it, they don't want it. Please, when you were leaving heaven to come to earth and God implanted you in your mother's womb, it did not connect you with another person. You came all by yourself. So why do you think you have an opinion about somebody else's life? Why? Why do we always think so? Why do we think that, oh, because I love you so much and I want the best for you? Why? I say that my godchildren are my children. Do you understand? Even if I didn't have a child of my own, do you understand? The fact that you can't, you say that, oh, Bibi, we want you to be the godmother of our child. You know, all my godchildren are my children. They have rights to my properties, like my own children as well. They do. You know, I don't know why we should feel like, okay, if I don't have a child, it's I know it is difficult. Please don't get me wrong. I am not trying to say it is easy or anything. I am not trying to say that, guys. I know that it is very difficult. And I said earlier, a lot of you would think that Toby she has her own children and she has them by God's grace and they are coming. They will come. She is still in that journey. She is still there. So you can imagine. So it's not just to say that, oh, well, I have gone through it and now I'm blessed with a child or I'm blessed with children. She is still going through the journey. So I'm not saying that it is easy. I'm just saying that let us be more sensitive. Let us be more.
As long as you, sit down with your husband. You guys have your plan. Make your decision.
Yeah.
With God. You are the two people in that journey that count.
That counts. Exactly. Yeah, that counts. Yeah. And be open. Be open to God. Open that, okay, God, I want your will. So I say to people, the best prayer, I love this prayer so much. My best prayer is, God, let your will be done. I know that the will of God is very difficult sometimes. The will of God is like, you can't even imagine it yourself. But I know that it is his will that I can trust 100%. Because he's the only one that knows the future. So when I get to that point that I can pray for his will, I feel like I've won the battle already. Do you know? When you get to that point where you can just say, Father, let your will be done. His will might be for you to adopt a child. You know, his will might be anything else. Let your will be open. I've heard where God will bless people because of their heart, because God sees their heart, that they're not one of those people that say, think about it. People are struggling to get pregnant. Some people will not get pregnant. They will say, please, oh God, it has to be a boy, oh God, it has to be a girl, or something. You just, all of those things. I mean, God is a faithful God, is merciful. It doesn't deal with us according to what we deserve.
Yeah.
That's the grace that we enjoy. So please, the will of God it is tough prayer, but it is actually the best. And be open, Speak to your husband. Husband, whatever it is that you're feeling, speak to your wife about it. You don't have to go like to third parties and say, whether you have a child of your own or you don't, forget about all those things that they say, who is going to inherit all of these properties and everything. Please, when we get to heaven, even the children will not remember that you left any inheritance. That is the truth. If we truly believe that there is another place we're going to when we leave this earth, do you understand? We won't take things on earth as serious as we take them right now. You just enjoy the journey. You're waiting. Thank God you're waiting. Keep doing other things that you can do. Remain happy. Remain joyful. Keep being grateful to God. It is very difficult, but you say that in this my waiting period, I am still going to stay strong in God. Okay, Father, I even thank you that I woke up this morning. Because there is life, there is hope. This month, the period came. Oh, shoot, I didn't want this period to come. But Lord, I'm grateful. I'm in good health. If you live in that space of gratitude, honestly, what it would do to you, you would not. Toby is sitting here tonight talking to us because I know that you're living in gratitude. You're not sitting there thinking, oh God, because I don't have a child, if I go out now, what was. Toby makes amazing cakes. If you tell her you're having a baby shower, in fact, even if you yourself, you don't feel like having a baby, when you walk into that baby shower and you see all that she's done with the cakes, you want to have a child. You want to be pregnant so that you can have a baby shower. I mean, she pours her heart into it. You can see it from the works that she does. So for me, that is someone who's not just living in the pain that they're going through, in the journey that she's enjoying the journey. And part of it is why she's on here tonight. She's talking to us about it. So guys, please, 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 you know that there is nothing on this earth than just having a good life and enjoying God's love and everything. But we have to be our sister's keeper. We have to be our brother's keeper. If there are people that you can't talk to them, there are people that I know that are waiting on God. I'm not friends with them as such. I pray for them. Anytime they cross my mind, I'm like, Father, Lord, please answer these guys. I pray for them. And for me, that is more than enough. If they decide to tell me what they're going through, that's a different thing. We can take it a step further. Okay, yeah, do you want us to pray together? Or have you tried this? Or have you tried that? Okay, what do you need? Do you need help? Do you need finances? Do you need money? How much do you need? If I can't give you everything, I can ask other people that can give you. We can come up with something for you. For me, it is more important to be in that place. So please, yes, waiting time is not wasted time. Absolutely, Moji, God bless you for that. Waiting time is not wasted time. What really matters is what you do with that waiting time. My pastor used to say that, it would say that if you had to wait for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, however long to have a child or to have anything, whatever it is you're believing God for, no matter how long you wait for that thing to get it, when you get it, as human beings, we always say that, how can I have a child at the age of 45? That means my child, by the time I'm 60, my child would just be 15 or something like that. You start calculating in your own mind and everything. And he said that, no matter how late you get that thing, you will enjoy it as if you have always had it from years ago.
But Bibi, it's us that we're saying is late.
God doesn't
We're the ones timing it as late. Who told you that God that blesses you with a child at this age has not said you're going to live to this period, and then has not, that maybe his plan is not that, okay, you're going to get a child at this age, and then these doors will open. We're the ones saying it's late.
We are.
In our own human understanding of the word time.
Yeah. I said to myself, like my auntie, she's on this conversation tonight. I so loved how she gave birth to her children. She had them very early. I was like, I get married at 25. By the time I'm 30, I would have had all my children and everything. I didn't start having children until I was 34, 35, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, for me, I trust in God. I trust so much that God knows what he is doing. Whatever it is that he decides to give me, he's giving me out of his own mercy. It's not because of anything that I have done. Honestly, guys, we can go on this and just be preaching.
Yeah.
But for me, I hope that I prayed to God before this conversation that hope and faith will be stirred in people's heart. Because I don't know how many other people are going through this. Toby is right here. I'm glad that we are two different people. So I have got children. Toby she's trusting God still, and she's on here talking to us. So it's not just a case of, oh yes, you have gone through it and now it has happened. So I'm not here to say, oh, don't worry, God will do it. Please, the prayer I can pray for you is that the will of God will be done in your life. Do you understand? Whether you know that will or you don't, my prayer is that the will of God will be done in your life. And for every other person who is trusting God for the fruit of the womb, the Bible says that children are gifts from God. You know, it blesses us with children. If it is part of his will for you to have your own child, you can be sure that you will have that child no matter what. Right? So, but just enjoy your journey. Enjoy it. Don't put your head in the sand. Please, don't put your head in the sand. Enjoy the journey. Find things that you enjoy around you. Bless children. Bless other children. You know, go, whatever it is. Don't get to that place where when you see a pregnant woman, you start to feel sad. Because there are some people like that. And it's because of what they're going through. They just see a pregnant woman. It reminds them of their situation, you know. Pray to God to give you that heart that when you see a pregnant woman, you will be happy for them. You will rejoice with them, you know. Sally says, exactly, we are the timers. I once said that if God has said we will live up to 120 years, then marrying at 40 is beautiful. Having at that age is perfect too. Yes, God is like that, you know. God is like that. It is, for me, there is absolutely nothing. So if you're single here, please, as we said earlier, guys, go get yourself checked. Always have your MOT, your medical checkup. Just check it. Just go out there, and even whether you're sexually active or you're not. I remember the very first time I had to do cervical screening, something that they did and all of that. They invited me and they asked me, oh, are you sexually active? At that time, I didn't even know what that meant. I just said to the lady, I said, what do you mean sexually active? She said, no, are you like having sex? And I was like, oh, no, I'm a virgin. So she was like, oh, okay, sorry, you can't have this screening because you can only have it if you are, I was not married then. And I was like, oh, I mean, for me, it was a thing of, imagine, like, wow, so they even can check you, even though you're not married, you know, they can be checking inside there. I didn't think that was possible, you know. And that's the thing. Please, guys, check yourselves. Even for us, people that we have children already, or you're trusting God for another one or something, whatever you can do, just check yourself. But ultimately, rest in the will of God. Rest knowing that God had planned your life from the day before you were conceived. He said, I knew you before you were conceived. So before you were conceived, he has a plan for your life. So don't let one thing, you will see some people, they are thriving in their career, they are thriving in their spiritual life, they are thriving with family, everything. And just one area of their life that is not what they want it to be yet. Just because of that, they let it affect every other thing around them. Please, let's not do that. I pray for grace for all of us. I pray that God will help us. Tosin, God bless you so much. God bless
Amen.
you.
God bless you.
Night for this conversation. I'm sure everything that you've shared, you know, so a lot of people are going to go away from here tonight, you know, to speak to their nieces, nephews, like I am going to do, you know, and also for themselves as well, to get themselves checked, and also not to just listen to one advice or one report. Get second opinion, third opinion. Just get as many opinions as you can. Please, let us make use of this information. Anyone that you know that needs to hear this and they're not on this live, please, guys, share the link with them. Let them watch it. I pray that it will bless them. And of course, if you have any personal question or anything that you want to share with Toby, please, I mean, you can reach out to her on our page, or you can come directly to me on my page. I mean, Tokwe, I know you said about your neighbor who has fibroid and everything. I'm truly interested in knowing exactly what this person needs. How much do they need? You know,
Yeah.
really interested. So
I
please,
mean, I also there's a doctor that I know that is very good and
that
he's
is very
done
good, right? Yeah.
fibroid surgery in Nigeria for some
Aha.
people.
So
So
please, Tokwa, let me know what
guys,
this woman
yeah.
needs. You know, I'm not promising that I can do anything myself, but I trust God. There is always a reason for everything. You know, you just never know what God will do. So, guys, honestly, it's been 2 hours.
Sorry, Bibi, can I just quickly say something? And then there's one
Okay.
thing that we didn't talk about, which is egg freezing. Um,
Uh-huh.
there are some things that we don't know, we don't take, like, you know, we just ignore. So,
Mm,
like, oncology patients, I mean, it wasn't until I got here that I found out that if someone is going for chemo,
mm,
then the chances of
mm,
having good
mm,
quality of eggs and sperm after, you know, so those
mm.
are some things that you can do. So egg freezing, some people are advanced in age, and if you're in your 30s approaching 40s and you're not married,
Mm.
these are some of the things that we don't talk about and we don't think about. Freeze your eggs, because I tell you, the age you freeze your egg, so even if you freeze your egg at 20 something, 30 something, and you don't use it till you're 40, so even if you're 40,
Mm.
your egg is still 20 something years old.
Oh, wow.
Do you
Oh,
understand? So those are things that if you know that, okay,
mm,
you're getting older and you're not married, you might opt to get your eggs frozen for when you
yeah.
might need it. So those are just things,
Yeah.
awareness,
Wow.
awareness.
Thank you for
Do you
that.
understand,
Yes.
people? So yeah,
That's
I
actually,
didn't say sperm because they
mm,
still
mm,
produce
yeah.
sperm till,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm not really saying sperm, but egg
Mhm.
freezing your eggs as well also could be
Yeah,
something
you know,
very,
I like
yeah.
that. I really like that because you know you hear all the celebrities say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to freeze my eggs for the time being" and all of that. And when they say it, they make it sound like maybe it's because you have money. That's how you can do it. Because you just don't know whether these things are just they're even cheap, like it's available to everyone. So, and as you said, this is about being aware. So this is an awareness that I want to believe that a lot of us here are coming to tonight. You know, on egg freezing, there is nothing wrong in that. If you're still single, you're late into your like maybe 30s, early 40s or late 40s, please think about that as well, you know, because again, it would also help you not to put pressure on yourself to get married because you're thinking of you know, you don't want to be and then end up with the wrong person. Do you understand? These things are there. Speak to your doctors, speak to your GP, ask them about it. They will tell you. So it is about asking questions, asking questions. You see a lot of people because they're like 35, 37, almost 40,
They just marry the next person
just marry the next
because
person
they want, yeah.
because they're thinking of, because people will telling you, oh, you know, your biological clock. Oh God, I hate it when they say that. Your biological clock is going and all of that stuff and everything, you know, but again, what do we say? We can't say that they are wrong, you know, because medically that's what the medical thing says to us, right? But you don't let that then push you into settling for what you shouldn't, you know. So please, if you're able to freeze your eggs, freeze them, you know, so at least you have that freedom and you can wait patiently for that right man that God has sent to you. Even if you're like in your 20s as well, you know, you're in your 20s. Nobody guarantees that you're going to get married before you're 30 or you're 35. You know, if it's something that you can do, please and please and please go and to get it done. Get it done. Or ask your doctor. Let them advise you. Yeah. So it's not my auntie says tell them you have a chemistry clock. Yes, when they tell you biology clock, you tell them you have a chemistry clock. Yes. So guys, honestly, Toby, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Biola,
My
I am going to
pleasure.
have this conversation with you. So what I want to do, guys, is that I'm going to end this conversation. It's been on for over 2 hours. So God bless you so much. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. You have stayed with us throughout. God bless you all. I'm going to end it, but Biola, you know how we do it. I'll come back on. Whoever can jump on in, please jump on it. Biola has a great testimony. I mean, she will tell you our journey. I don't think I even know the full story yet myself, so I want to find out. And just as I say that, be on the lookout for my next conversation, guys. You haven't seen this, honestly. I have prayed to God, and I'm so grateful. I am so excited, super excited for this next conversation. It is going to bless us. It's on relationship. It is on relationship. By the time the flyer comes out, you all know I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. It's I feel so honored that this person will honor me and my family, my IG family, you know, to come and bless us. For me, it's all about blessing us. It's all about creating awareness. And I know that sometimes I play some videos, I post some funny videos and everything. I just like to be myself. You know, I see this platform now as part of me. I have managed to convince my husband to show his face, so he doesn't have a choice. So in fact, if you live near me now, you'll be on my page. Like, if I come and see you, the next thing you're on my page. For me, it is just about.
Just open a YouTube channel, Bibby.
I have a
And
YouTube
vlog.
channel. I do have a channel, you know. I do have a channel, but I don't know. I said I'm too busy. I said I will share the link, but the link looks very weird. I want a link that would say conversations with BibbyJ so that you know what you're looking for. But actually, if you go on YouTube and you search for just the same name, Conversations with BibbyJ, I have a channel there. So what I do is I post all this video, because what I want to be doing now is, you know, to have interviews with people. Like, we sit down and we're able to talk about issues, different things. Like this conversation now, by God's grace, we're going to be able to go out more now. We'll be able to see people physically and everything. I want to come into your home and talk about different things that is going on. I want to shake it. See, I'm waiting to travel. Guys, you haven't seen anything. The things I'll be showing you, yeah, because for me, it's just, I don't know. My husband said, you've been a blogger all your life. You just didn't know it. Because when we go on holidays, or we are somewhere, I'm the very first person to pick up my phone and start recording, and you know, just let me say, please help me. I'm begging you, please just help me. I need help, guys. I need help. But honestly, I am loving you all. I thank you so much for letting me be myself, and thank you for my hair. I know you like it. You just didn't say, but someone said it earlier. But I'm thankful to God for my hair. Thank you, Christine, for my hair as well. You know, guys, I always just don't want to go. But right now, I need to end this so that I can get
Thanks, everyone.
back.
Thank
Toby,
you.
God bless you. God bless you
God bless you.
much.
So
God
thanks
bless
for having me.
it has been amazing. Guys, be on the lookout for my next conversation. It is a man this time around, a man. And a man is not just a man, it's a daddy. A daddy, let me put it that way. As in, you guys haven't seen anything yet, but I trust God that it will keep taking us, you know, to that level. And as I said, guys, if you have stories, journeys that you've gone through that you think will bless people, please reach out to me. Let us have this conversation. See what Toby has shared tonight. Even some of the things she said about herself, I didn't know about them before. I just found out tonight, you know. So it's like, guys, let us please share our stories. It is important. And there is also freedom in that as well. You know, there is freedom in sharing your story. If you had been someone who was in this country without papers for years, and then all of a sudden you now have your paper, the day you tell people that, I used to be an illegal immigrant, so you are free. That's it. You are free. And can I just give a big shout out to the man himself, the Ben, God bless you. I mean, this guy, when you see him, he's like a mighty man, you know, mighty man of valor. You know, I don't know whether there's a description for them, but you see him, his presence is so intimidating, but this guy is too humble. He is too humble. You know, he looks like one of those guys that they don't
His
show.
is his sister, you sure you know.
Oh, please, your brother is everything. I'm telling you. I'm sure my husband will wonder, like, why are you toasting another woman's husband? But I'm not toasting him. But because I have seen him before. And when you see him, he doesn't really look like, you know, he looks like a very serious guy. Like, you think that is, but this man is so playful with his wife. I just love their love, honestly. I watched some of their videos and I just feel laugh. You know, God bless you so much, Ben. God bless you. Thank you for keeping our sister very happy. Thank you. You see, that joy that you both share would not end. It will keep going. It will keep going until the day of Christ, you know, with or without children. And you know what? The will of God will be done in your lives. You know, you're both people who love children and everything, and God will answer your prayers. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us. Thank you so much, Toby. God bless you.
Good night, everyone. Thank
Night.
you.
I'll see you soon. Biola, I hope you're still on. I'm gonna come back on. I'll just save this live so that I can come back on again with Biola and share Biola's story. Okay. Thank you all very much. God bless you. Let me see. I'm taking you
All right, Bibi.
that
Thank
on my
you.
YouTube channel. So if you go on YouTube, it's BB Conversations with BibbyJ. So Yemisi is gonna help me with my channel. So thank you, and I'm gonna tell you a bit about Yemisi as well. Guys, you don't know what's coming.
Bibi, let me log out so that you can end, right?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless you.
So much, everyone. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Yes, Toby has gone. Yemisi, I'm saying it's life now, life, so that I can say you. I said to you, you're going to help me with my channel. So I do have a YouTube channel. It is Conversations with BibbyJ. I haven't really done much on it, but I upload all my videos on there for now. But there's a lot that I really want to do, and I think it will be a lot easier on YouTube. You know, it would be nice to have conversation with, at least imagine this kind of conversation if I could get another person join Toby on stage, you know, and then we just talk about it. They share their different stories, unlike having to end this and then start with Biola. You know, it's something that will help all of us. So please, guys, if you know of anything that I can do in terms of getting my YouTube channel up, please give me a call or send me a message. James is going to help me, and she's very good anyway. So I'll tell you about her. Guys, you don't know anything yet. Trust me. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to end this now, and I'll come back up again very quickly just to have that conversation with Biola. Okay? Thank you all. God bless you. Speak to you soon. Bye.